How's it going out there in the rat race for you? Yeah, it's pretty tough, you know. Got to wake up in the morning, especially here in South Africa now. It's cold in the morning, could be wet like in the Western Cape, storming. You got to go to work because you got to hustle. You got to, make an income because your survival and your family survival depends on it. Yeah, it's tough out there. I know. I'm trying to be careful about choosing my words carefully, but I know it's tough out there, and I've many times felt sorry for people. I watch workers grafting and working hard, and some are exposed to the elements, the heat, the cold, the rain. Um, yeah, some are in a job situation where they don't get paid a lot, but they have to do it because they need an income, right? Everybody needs a job and an income. And here's the thing: there's it's almost like there's not enough jobs for everybody, right? There's just not enough jobs for everybody, and there's not enough high-paying jobs for everyone. So there's a lot of competition. If you want a promotion, uh, you got to probably have to compete against somebody else to get that higher promotion, that higher position, and the higher income. And how many people you're competing against? Could be many. Um, so, what's the other thing that stands out about the working world? Yeah, so if you want a promotion, sometimes you got to jump from one job to the next job. You got to apply into other companies to see if that family or that company will take you and hire you and give you a higher income. Yeah, so many dynamics, so many things happening out there in the working world. So I'm not sure if any of this is like ever bothers you, or do you just accept it? I think we've, from childhood, growing up in the system, everything's systems. So there's like, you're already born into a system in the hospital, and okay, at least at home, you generally, people are safer at home. Not everybody, unfortunately. And then you go to schooling system. It's a system. You go through the schooling system, and by the time you leave school, you go maybe study further, or you go to college. Otherwise, you go work in a company that trains you on what they do. So yeah, everything is systems. So we get used to that. We are just part of the systems, right? We don't necessarily think about it in systems, but we are a part of a system and a process. And when it comes to making money in a job for an employer, we're part of their system. Their system, they control it. We don't control it, and we got to fit into their rules and their policies, and we've got to do as we are told. um, Here's the thing. So yeah, you work maybe 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Some people work 7 days a week, unfortunately. Yeah, and we can't feel the other people's pain, but we felt our own pain before in a situation. And also there's office politics. You just never know who's going to throw you under the bus. There's always somebody that's got something to say about the next person. Yeah, it's brutal out there, and that's very unfortunate. So what I want to share with you is that there is other options. It can be confusing. There's many options out there for you to try and have more control of your life, for you to use more initiative, for you to earn more income, extra income on the side, so you can have your job and you can be building something on the side. A lot of times, people maybe don't have the energy to go and start another traditional business, brick and mortar business, and yeah, it's stressful. Um, all these people, shareholders, and businesses that own these premises and employ lots of people, and they have they keep stock, and they got their own pressure, and that is tough. That's also tough, and many times they become unemployed. So that's the thing. I personally don't like the option of even ever, even if I had the opportunity, striving to have a traditional brick and mortar business. No. But I want to share with you what I found, and that I love this. I love this type of business. Okay. So a business where you don't need to keep stock, a business where, um, if you work it, you can make profit, and it's your profit. Okay. You get the rights to the business, and it's if somebody places an order, the warehouse of the business you belong to can deliver it with a courier. So it's online, it's digital, there's a tangible product, and it's a very simple process. It's very simple. So you don't pay rent. You you don't have rent for premises or anything like that. Um, all you need is a smartphone. All you need is a smartphone and the internet. You got to love this idea. So you can still have your job, but you can be excited now because oh, I can work this business that I own now. You see. So basically, if you see even in your where you work, it's not the people that do the hardest work. People that communicate and sell and manage, those people often get paid the most, right? And the higher the level they're on in the company, because let's not forget, companies, businesses is a pyramid, okay? Everything in this world is a pyramid. So my fingers is slipping and my moustache is in the way. So anyway, let's not make too much jokes here. So yeah, everything's a pyramid. The schooling system, I mean, everything. Okay. There's people on top that make the most money, right? So yeah. Um, but it's not always the delivery guy that's making the most money, or the retail worker that's packing, or the warehouse sorter or packer, or the truck driver even, or the bricklayer, or that's working outside, laying bricks, or the builder kind of. No, it's the person on top, the organizer, the communicator, the salesman, the manager. They are earning a higher wage, right? But they're not necessarily the owners. But the owners, the shareholders, yes, they will get a bigger cut of the profit. And it's made from leveraging off the labor force. Okay. But now we need to be intelligent, and we need to see, okay, what can I build for myself on the side that can grow? And, I grow in knowledge about business as I do this, and my communication skills improves, my sales techniques and methods improves, my compassion and understanding of my customers that need my help improves, etc. There's so much that's going on, right? So yeah, I wanted to share that message with you, that yeah, I know, sitting in the traffic, worrying about if somebody's going to try and open your door or rob you while you're sitting in the traffic, or are you going to be in a car accident because some crazy taxi is, you got to go through this every day of your life. Then when you get to work, you got to be sure you got on time to work, because nobody at work cares that you were stuck in traffic. Nobody cares that a taxi bumped you and you've got a scratch, you had to stop, call the police to come and do statements and stuff. Nobody cares. You can lose your job tomorrow. Tomorrow. You do one mistake, you say the wrong thing to your employers and to other staff, boom, you lose your income. I think that's a huge risk. And I don't think it's worth the risk to put all your eggs in one basket. Rather build something slowly on the side, build it up, and make at least make a few extra £1,000 on the side. By the end of the year, you've got like a 13th check from your own little business going on the side. But remember, what I'm telling you about, and if you want to know more about it, I'll be glad to share with you and to help you and to guide you and leave it for you to decide. It's just so simple like this. It works like this. You're listening to me now. If you say to me, listen, I want to know more, I will show you a video where it explains it. Then you can tell me if you want to know more about the business, or if you want to join it, or I can also ask you, would you like to? If you don't want to, that's no problem. So yeah, I really like this, where you don't need to rent anything to start a business. You don't need to carry stock. It's a communication type of business. There's a sales process, just like in any other business. It's a sales process. And I mean, if you appreciate sales and customer service, this would be easy for you. But it's anybody. If anybody's interested, they can go for it. I just think probably people that understand a little bit about business have also endured these pain points I'm talking about. Struggling to get raises, need more income in their life is the other thing. Um, and want their own business, but don't want a complicated, expensive setup. They just want something that costs a few £100 and they can start their business. And all it is basically like what I'm doing. Share a message. Those that's interested, show them the business. If they like it, sign them up. And then they duplicate what you do. It's a rinse repeat business. And there is a product as well. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that awesome? I love it. I love it. Whereas all the other businesses and all the other workers are taking so much strain, and the employers and everyone. But there is an easier way to do it, easier way to make income, easier way to help people. So yeah, that's the message I want to share with you. Cheers, guys.